Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today. And remember, true wealth begins with good health. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today. And remember, true wealth begins with good health. All right. Welcome to another episode of Telehealth Tuesday. I guess you guys have seen enough of Good Faith Wellness Center. If you didn't see the commercial once, you at least saw it 3 times. We're sorry we got a little bit of a late start, had a few technical difficulties, but as you know, this is live. So again, this is Telehealth Tuesday. Welcome. This is your go-to podcast for insights on modern healthcare and wellness solutions. I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt, your host, and today we have a very special episode lined up just for you. I want to let you know that Telehealth Tuesday can be viewed on multiple platforms. Our YouTube channel is Dr. B TV. That's the word doctor, DOCTOR. The letter B is in boy, TV on YouTube, and also Good Faith Wellness Center on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure to follow, share, tag, like, and most importantly, subscribe. Now, I want to make sure you guys know, without further ado, we have these 2 amazing ladies who are doing phenomenal things here in the community. We have Chef Poe of Chef Poe Urban Kitchen and Zavian Z Fitness, the owner and instructor. And so we just had an amazing program this past Saturday at Good Faith Wellness Center. It was called the Good Faith Wellness Reset. We're going to get in all that and more. They're going to tell you about it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, stand and cheer for LaShanta Cox and Zavian Burns. Give it to them. All right. How you doing,
Hello.
ladies? All right. All right. I'm gonna do the same exact thing to my hair, Chef. Same exact.
Go ahead and do it.
That's right. This is definitely the year to do it. You know, this is definitely it. How are you guys feeling?
I'm great.
Everything going pretty good. Everything going pretty good.
Awesome. Well, I would love for you all to tell the audience about yourselves. I guess we'll start with Zavian to just tell us all about you and where you're from. You know, if you want to throw in where you went to school and what you do, and then followed by Chef.
Well, hello, everybody. I am Zavian Burns. I am a local fitness specialist here in the Jackson metro area where I service Ridgeland, Madison, Florence, Flowood, would name it, I'm coming. Okay. I even travel where I am requested. I am a graduate of Mississippi State University, where I received a bachelor's in kinesiology with a concentration in clinical exercise physiology. I have been in the fitness industry for almost a decade. February of 2026 will make a decade for me, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to the conversation.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I am LaShanta Cox, also known as Chef Poe. I'm Mississippi born and bred. I'm originally from the Delta, but I grew up in Jackson, so I consider myself a Jacksonian. I've been doing this for the last 11 years, been catering, private chef. I'm an educator. I teach culinary at Hines Community College in Utica, Mississippi. Anything food, I have pretty much done it. And I'm looking forward to this conversation, and I'm glad to be here.
Awesome, and we're even more glad and proud to have you. I'm switching back and forth over to our other platform, which is Instagram. We I say this every week and to our guests that if you see me going back and forth, it's because Instagram doesn't allow simultaneous streaming to all platforms. So we monitor on both sides. So, well, let's get right into it. And ladies and gentlemen, again, this is Telehealth Tuesday. This is live, and we're here to answer your questions. So, look, if you want to know how many calories you're going to put on by one of Chef's cakes or whatever cooking up. You already had Thanksgiving. She does catering. And then, like I said, right after that, you got Zavian with Z Fitness. So then you can get your fitness on. She's done she's got degrees in all kind of ologies, exercise physiology, other ology, your mamaology. And then when you lose that weight, then when you want to keep everything slim and trim and keep that hemoglobin A1C down, then you come to Good Faith Wellness. So you got it right here, the trifecta. All right. All right.
Pretty much.
That's right. So let's start with Chef Poe. Where'd you come up with that Chef Poe Urban Kitchen? Where'd you come up with that name? What was the motivation for that?
Well, actually, one of my friends gave me the Chef Popo name because I used to be in these artsy streets where I used to write a lot, so it was poetic, and they shortened it to Poe. That's how I came up with Chef Poe. But I named it Urban Kitchen because I still wanted to be for the community. Yeah, that's what it was based on, the community and all types of food. I didn't want to just be numbered as one side that I want to do everything.
Awesome. And what about you, Xavier? What about Z Fitness? Did you always know that when you were even going back to college, or maybe before, did you know that you were going to go and start your own fitness consulting company and become also a trainer and all those good things?
I did not. I always knew I wanted to be a business owner. I know I wanted to be my own boss, but I did not know what field exactly that they would be in. Personal training came from kinesiology, but I was supposed to go the physical therapy route. And I ended up finding a love for fitness along the way, helping my friends reach their fitness goals in college. And then it became a thing where, hey, you should get your certification in being a personal trainer. And I was like, I wasn't really interested in that. But then once I saw how it made my friends feel to be able to do things that they used to do again, I gave it some serious thought. And what I did was I told my mom about it. And she said, well, why don't you reach out to your older cousins? So I reached out to five of my closest older cousins, and the certification at the time was $100. And they each pitched in $20, and I got it was five of them. They each pitched in $20 to give me my certification. And that's how I got my very first certification. So shout out to all of my big cousins, my village,
Big shout out. Big
on
shout
my journey. Oh, yeah. But my name originally was Temple Rec Fitness, and Temple Rec Fitness derived from 1 Corinthians 6, 9, 19, and 20. Know you not that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, if I glorify God with your body. And then I ventured off into
out.
Z-Fit Fitness because I used to have a gym back during the pandemic, and then we ended up closing down. But before we closed down, um, I wanted to separate myself from the business. So it was going to be Temple Rec Fitness as the gym, which is short for Temple Reconstruction Fitness. And then I was going to separate myself, and that's what Z-Fit Fitness came from.
Man, that is awesome. So my follow-up question then is, did you give them folks back their $20?
I did not. I did not give them back, but I
They
have
sowed a
poured
seed.
a lot of knowledge into my cousins. And I be thinking about that, and I remember sometimes like I really need to get them their money back. But they have gotten free programs. They have gotten free fitness advice from me. So I think they're good. But
Okay.
you know what? I may just surprise them for Christmas.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm going to come back to you, Chef. Now, I would love for you to tell the audience and tell the world, um, what types of dishes do you really specialize in? And before you even go into all that, let's talk about this amazing dish that you did for us at the Good Faith Wellness
Mm.
Reset. Yeah, tell it because
Now,
I did get more than one taco. I'm just letting y'all know.
and actually, there was something that I came up with on the fly. Like I actually went in my cupboard and I was like, "What's in here and what can I make?" So I already had jackfruit. I always keep veggies on hand. And I think I end up and the tortillas. That was the only thing. But jackfruit is something that I cook with all the time when I do vegan. I have manipulated it into so many ways. Pot
Mm.
roast. I have fried it. I have fried it, dyed it, and laid it to the side, if you want to say it like that. But it was just jackfruit on top of a low carb tortilla with greens on it. Because I mean, greens. People talk about greens and they talk about kale, but you can get the same nutrients from collard greens and cabbages and as long as it's something green, spinach, you can get the same nutrients.
Right. And I when I saw that in there, I said, it smells so good. And I said, there's no way you're gonna tell me that that's not chicken.
I
Not
told you, you have to trick your brain. So you have to use all your senses when you eat. You smell, taste. You got to hear the sound of the food in the pan. All that you have to use all your senses when it come down to food.
right, right. Now can you all can everybody see, can y'all see Chef on the screen? Let's see. So, on the screen. Do y'all let us know
I,
if you can see? I know my mom's watching. And
I
Chef,
can't see her on my end.
you can't see it on your
No.
end? No. It looks good over here. Might just be
Okay, it could just be my screen.
yeah, it might just be that. Can you
So
see?
can you see yourself?
Yes, I can.
You
Okay,
can.
okay.
Okay. All
It
right.
may be
We better
just my
just go with it then. Y'all look great. I see both of y'all on there. Yeah.
thank you.
Diamond Bell, my girl, best chef in town. All right. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Jackfruit is the truth. Yeah. Look, that was the first time I ever. Do y'all look? Y'all can put in the comments who's ever experimented with jackfruit, and maybe I'm just tardy to the party.
I'm
I
tardy too, Doc, because it was phenomenal. It was so good.
That's good.
And it wasn't like a surprising flavor. You know what I'm saying? It was really good. Everything complemented itself. It
Yeah.
didn't have a bad aftertaste. And what I love the most is um, the healthy and the unhealthy got to try it. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
Yeah.
everybody was saying, "Oh my God, this is so good," because people are afraid of the unknown. And for you to
That's
dress
right.
it up and present it in such a way that even the skeptical, people that were
Yeah.
there was like, "Oh, that looks good. Okay, well, let me try it." And once they bit into it, everybody was like, "Oh my."
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Our people, black folk, man, we some skeptical, distrusting folks. You're like, well, wait a minute now. I'm gonna wait till you try it, and as long as you don't choke or die, then I'll go ahead and try it.
Well, well, you presented as something that they's always ready for familiar with. I mean,
Mhm,
everybody eat tacos. So just manipulating it and giving it a different spin on it. You still
mhm,
know what it is, but it's just different.
Right.
mhm.
Right. AI. Who is AI? AI. Because this at first I thought
That's my
it was.
girl. Hey, girl, what's
Oh, I
up?
thought it
I
was.
see her. That's one of my followers, one of my baddies. Hey,
Oh,
baddie.
oh yeah, you got the baddie. I thought it
The
was some
baddie
kind of.
community is in the house.
Yeah, thank you for.
Stand up, baddies.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, AI. Because I thought you were really AI, like somebody trolling. Because one time I had a person who was like, "Oh, I'm over in Indonesia," and I'm like, "Man, we have followers in Indonesia." And then the guy started saying some weird stuff, so it was like kind of just trolling. So I didn't
Hmm.
know AI. That's a.
She's safe. The
Oh,
baddie is safe.
actually, I didn't know that
Right.
was a real thing.
Yes, Ashley
You don't
said
have to call the people.
the baddie is here. She's all right.
All right. Welcome. Well, hey, Ashley, you make sure you subscribe, okay, to Dr. BTV. You make sure. All right. Ty Patterson, I've had jackfruit pulled barbecue and eggplant lasagna while working at UMC.
That sounds phenomenal.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm here for the lasagna.
that's everything sounds good now. I'm starving. Let's see. Y'all share the live like care about. Okay. Um, but yeah, look, you all keep them coming because, like I said, I already have some prepared questions. But whatever your questions or comments are, please feel free to share right here. And if you guys have a medical question, we're always tying it into medicine. And
Mm-hmm.
so this is all about primary care. And the point of this is we wanted to talk about healthy eating, healthy living. Then we also wanted to talk about maintaining, which is
Mm-hmm.
where Zavian comes in. And a lot of these drugs, I know a lot of y'all want to know about Ozempic and Wegovy and all that stuff. A lot of them definitely have their place in this. There are patients who certainly need those, but I don't know what the exact percentage is, but personally, from my perspective, I would say probably 70% of people can get to their goals by just eating properly, watching those
Mm-hmm.
calories, enough protein, going to Z Fitness, making sure you're, maintaining your physique and your endurance, and then having your annual wellness checkup at Good Faith Wellness. So
Mm-hmm.
just want to throw that out there. All right. I'm good in every. We talked about cleaning. Oh, that's who. Okay, yeah. She said we talked about cleaning services at the. Okay, I got you now. All right, so you're not AI. Okay, perfect.
You still trying to make sure.
Right, trying to. She done
Yeah,
told you her name Ashley now.
yeah, that's right. Well,
She
thank
is
you so
human.
much. So, okay, we were talking about. Oh, and before I go back to Zavion, Chef, tell us. So do you? Well, I know you and I talked about Thanksgiving. So obviously you can cook pretty much anything. But is there something that you prefer to focus on that you enjoy preparing more than others?
Doc, that's the worst question to ask a chef. Like,
That's the
what is
worst
their
question.
favorite dish to prepare?
Oh, excuse me.
I do not like that question. I
Oh,
don't.
well, we can
But
go to
I
another one.
can give you like some fan favorites
Okay,
of what people order a lot.
all
Like
right.
my seafood gumbo, I'll put it up against anybody's. My vegan food, I'll put it up against anybody. Uh, I feel like I fry the best chicken. I mean, it's just me.
Right. Is there a secret to because I've known people who said, I like baking, I like this and that, but the one thing I can't do is fry foods well, and especially chicken. Is there like an art to it? Is there something that you do personally?
Well, most of everybody fry their chicken different. Like my mom fried it from different me. When I grew up, my grandmother they fried it different. But I just do a little wet brine on it, let it sit in it that'll overnight, and then pull it out, season your flour, season your meat, throw it in some hot grease and let it go.
So no, it's just because I remember you mentioned to me at the event Saturday. You said you normally cook on high heat, right?
Yeah.
Hmm Okay.
But it just depends on what I'm cooking. Like if
Yeah.
I'm cooking a steak, I'm gonna let the pan get really hot, and so it can get that good sear on it, and then turn it down once it start cooking, so I get it to the temperature that I want.
Man, I'm telling you, I was already hungry before this. Let me switch gears. Uh, I got to switch gears. Xavier, so um, one thing I wanted to ask you, and we talk about this because my mother is somebody who could certainly benefit. And matter of fact, somebody asked me just the other day when I was telling them about the event, and they said, "Well, with senior citizens, how can they? Why would an elderly person need a trainer?" And I said, "Well, there's different types of exercises they can do. They're not going to be sitting around running a treadmill, but there's different things. So would you maybe elaborate on what you can do for seniors like my mother who's watching to help them with their endurance and strengthening?"
Absolutely. Some of my clients are seniors. And what I do with them, because I have the kinesiology background, because I have the clinical exercise physiology background, and because that background required me to um, do internship, okay, in personal training clinics, not personal training, I'm sorry, physical therapy clinics as well as nursing homes. I got to do an internship at a nursing home. And what I learned between the two things is a lot of exercise is really just therapy. A lot of therapy is really just lighter movements, especially when we're talking about rehabbing and getting back into a healing process. But what I like to do with my elderly is because our elders, as we get older, not only our elders, but us, as we begin to get older, our muscles and our bones become more brittle. We become weaker if we're not strengthening our bodies on the regular. And one thing about an elder person, if they fall and they break their hip,
Oh, it's over with.
we might as well cancel it. You
It's
know what
over.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about bed rest. I'm talking about slow movement of life, like depression sets in. They don't do anything. There's so much pain because their bodies are not able to heal as fast as it used to. So what I do with my clients is I do things that I know that they don't do. We walk backwards. We step laterally from side to side. You know, we do knee lifts and things like that so that they're able to step up on the steps. We do stand up to sit to stand, which are like squats. You know, they stand up and they sit down out of the chair. And what I do is challenge them to not push off of their leg or off of the chair or even off of the object. We do a lot of different things, tricep dips, so that if they do have to push up on the chair, they're strong in their arms. So it's a lot of things that we do with our elderly. And what
That's
I encourage people to do on a regular, if it's nothing else, make them walk up steps. Make
you
them
said if there's nothing else, make them.
walk up steps.
Okay. Okay.
Make them pick up their knees beyond, just a little bit. Make them come to hip level because all of those areas get really, really stiff and they get weak. And if you pay attention, they have a hard time stepping up and they definitely don't want to step down because they're balanced. So we work on a lot of balancing. We work on step ups, sit to stands, so that their bodies can remain strengthened. Because again, we want to prevent them from falling, and that's what their training is all about.
You know what? Look, we just highlighted do you see that on there, Zavian? Lily James is watching.
Uh-huh.
That is my 84-year-old mother. Did you hear
Hey,
that?
mom.
Look, that is for you. I hope you just
Yes.
heard that because these two ladies, you will be getting signed up. I have your credit card. No,
Okay.
you will be getting signed up with Z Fitness. You also will be. So, and the other thing is, Chef, she used to have the factor meals, deliver where they bring them on
Mhm.
that cold pack and they deliver it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So all this just came to me. Like after hearing what she just said, we're also going to be signing her up for your meal prep service. She needs extra protein. She needs balanced
Mm-hmm.
meals. She will be getting signed up, and I do have your credit card number in my phone. So we're going to do that
Yes,
right after we get done.
that's awesome.
You hear that, Mom?
Yes, Miss James. It's
Yes, we do.
very, very
I'm gonna take
important.
care of you.
Yes, that as we get older, because old people, like older people, I don't want to say old people, but our elderly, and as we get older, if we're not creating a lifestyle of health and fitness, we get very sedentary and we sit down, especially after retirement. I'm saying it even with, my parents, my family members, my grandmother who we are caring for, she doesn't want to exercise. I have a hard time with my family, tussling with them about exercise, and I keep reiterating to them, listen, don't purposefully be a burden to somebody. You want to be able to bend down and tie your shoes on your own. You want to be able to still put your clothes, because even just lifting up their hands, if they're not doing this on the regular, they lose it. Their bodies get really, really stiff, and now you got to have help bathing. You got to have help going to the restroom. You got to have help putting on your clothes, even your socks. I've had clients to where I have done exercises to where we're bending over and over again, bending down, picking things up, bending their knees, picking things up because they're not doing it on the regular, and those muscles are not being utilized, and they almost can't if you're not working it on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it first. 'Cause see, even yesterday I was fussing at her, and because it's so hard, like you guys doing what you all do, I'm sure that maybe y'all probably feel the same when you see your family members, friends,
Mm-hmm.
people suffering from things that you deal with on a daily basis. I
Mm.
don't know about y'all, but man, that's frustrating. And
It's
you
very
look at it like, man, I've got all these patients, or for y'all, clients, customers, and you're able to help these people, and these folks want to do better, and you see it in them. But then it's like, for me as a healthcare provider, man, it's like, if you would just do this, you would be better. So anyway, I know sometimes it didn't go over well yesterday. And so,
yeah.
it's
Well, let
all in
me say
love.
this too.
I do it out of love, but,
Yeah.
you know,
And can I pick it back up there? And what I tell my clients is, especially, and all of them are not elders. Some of them are my age. Some are a little bit older, a little bit younger. What I tell them is, Mississippi doesn't know what it looks like to be healthy,
doesn't
because a
know
lot of them,
say that again.
Mississippi doesn't know what it looks like to be healthy. We're the sweet tea state. The mac and cheese, the collard greens, the candied yams, the fried chicken, the chitlins, the collard green. we're heavy eaters. And we
Yeah.
really just don't, we're used to being thick and big bone, mama and big mama now, this is how they always done it, but that doesn't mean that we can't come along and change the narrative, because the thing that we love to say is it runs in the family, and it doesn't. The
Listen,
habits run in the family, and it's up to us to break. And I don't like to say generational curses, because a curse is a whole nother thing than a habit. These generational habits have to be changed along the way. I think about my upbringing, and shout out to my mom. As a single mom, she cooked a lot of fast meals to get us fed. She had
right.
other things to do. She had to go to work. She had to, make sure I got homework. She had to go to school, and all those things that she was juggling. Fried chicken fast, mac and cheese fast, candy yams is fast, and then it's either water or sweet tea Kool-Aid, but we just, and as I got older and I began to learn in nutrition that as a woman, when we get ready to bear children, our children come out eating what we eat. Something clicked in my mind. And I said, you know what, I don't want this for my future family. And I began to change my habits. But then I also started to realize that I'm the one that has to break the generational pattern. Because if I don't break it, then I'm going to pass that same bad to my children. And if
That's
they don't break it, they're going to pass it to their children. So we don't know what it's like, what it looks like to be healthy. So we have
that's
to go
right.
through.
And I don't know if you want to, let's see. Okay. Um, Chef, I don't know, if you want to jump in. I definitely have some comments on that, because, or do you want to say something?
Well, on the other side of it, well, we can eat better. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not saying we can't, but
Yeah.
we can eat better. But you also have to look at Mississippi is a food desert. So most of the time, what we ate is what was available to us.
Yeah.
So we have to think about as a community what that look like for some people who might can't access is all the healthy food all the time.
Hmm.
Where they live is might only be a Dollar General. So we have to think
Okay.
about what's in Dollar General that I can eat because that's what I have access to that's more healthier and more nutritious for me. Like you can do rice, beans, grains, all that type of stuff. But certain things it just wasn't available to us. And that's what we ate. But I'm here to change the narrative that soul food ain't necessarily is unhealthy. Like nobody says let's make Mexican food healthier. Let's make Asian food healthier.
Hmm.
And actually pork, really the Asians eat all pork.
I eat
You can
all.
go to Mr. Chin's today and get chitlins because they're on their menu. So it's that we have to help the community to use the resources that are available to them and make those things healthy. Cause like I said, from coming from a small town, there's no grocery store there.
Mhm.
So where do you get produce from? Where do you get fruit from? Like, where do you get that from? And I know Dollar General don't have meat, but you can take the things that's available to them to make it accessible where it is nutrition. But just saying that I'm not gonna tell nobody like, you can't eat this, can't eat because I can't be the master of your soul. Like
Right.
if you wanna eat it, you gonna eat it no matter what I say. But I
True.
can make suggestions so you can make small changes to get you to what it is that you need. So my question is to you, Zavian, what
Mm.
do you do about those people in the community that's not able to get to a Whole Foods or not able to get real produce and fruits and stuff like that? So what would be your suggestion for those type of people?
I'm glad you said that, because I definitely was wanting to pick it back off of that.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it Saturday. She was saying that she don't tell people. I do. Stop eating that.
Yeah.
Cut that out. That's killing us. And I can use milk for example, right? Um, we've been told forever that milk makes strong bones.
Strong bones,
It
vitamin
builds us
C.
up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But milk does not.
Mm.
Milk makes brittle bones.
Mm.
Milk milk breaks us down.
Wait a minute now.
Milk puts inflammation on us.
Yep.
Anybody that consumes dairy is lactose.
Increased mucus.
Stomach, increased mucus, stomach issues. Can't go to the bathroom on the regular because we're eating so much cheese, we're eating so much dairy. And occasionally throughout the year, I do these challenges where we detox. And one year I did a no dairy challenge. And I look further into dairy. And you have to break down dairy because it's so many different traces and different types. You got whey, you got all types of traces of dairy in things, and you got it in chips, you got it in cookies, you got it in cereal, you got it in, it's in everything. So what I say to those, because I'm from Flora, Mississippi, and I forgot to say that, so don't y'all beat me up. I'm from Flora, Mississippi. Woo woo.
All right, all right, all
And people know I'm saying, oh, well, y'all ain't even on the map. Don't hate on us, okay? Don't hate on us. But Flora, Mississippi, and I was fortunate enough to have a grandmother that raised her own garden. So even if we didn't have a Whole Foods in Florida, Mississippi. We had a local grocery store, we had a Dollar General, and we had the gas stations. Now we have a little bit more than what we had. But when I was growing up, we didn't have all that stuff. But guess what? It's still and then it may not have been that many healthy options, but you still can choose a healthy option. You can choose the best option as you can. And then if you can't choose a healthy option, guess what? Walking is for free. Get out and walk. Get out and exercise. Being in the garden with my grandmother, she grew peas, she grew watermelon, she had a plum tree, I want to say she grew corn as well. I remember shucking corn. I don't know if she got it from her garden or not, but I remember tomatoes and cucumbers, so when we are talking about a food desert and we're talking about places like the Delta, we grew our own
right. I want to look. I really like this because and I'm glad that
uh-huh.
Jeff, that you asked that question. Two things real quick. We're gonna make sure because I know they've been blowing up them comments, so y'all stay with us. We're gonna get to everybody's comment and question. So y'all stay with us. I know Crystal. We're gonna get to yours, Crystal. I'm just gonna go in order and we're gonna get to it. So, but I just want to interject real quick. Y'all talked about big bone and all that stuff. Like I've said this so many times, and I say, hope I don't offend anybody, but look, especially in the South, there's no such thing as big boned.
It's not.
There's no such thing. If you have ever, anybody in the medical field, if you've ever dissected a human body, or maybe if somebody's a funeral home director or something like that, where you have seen literal, people's bodies, little cadavers, what we call them in medicine, cadavers. Those are people who donated their bodies to science. And when we are in anatomy class and in med school, and we're looking at, and we're, looking at the skin, looking at the bones, dissecting, looking at the blood vessels, everybody's doggone bones are basically the same. Now, there's a difference in a man and a woman's skeleton, but the wrist size, that's where, Ray Charles used to feel on. And so, but in terms of your body, I mean, what makes people big or fat or overweight and all that is the amount of adipose tissue you have.
Yes.
So what we call the apron of fat, as my dad used to call it. And so somebody's stomach. So your spine and your pelvis and all that, it's the same size everybody else. It's just the amount of fat that is attached to that. Okay. No such thing. And the other thing is, in terms of the food desert, I think that is a good point, Chef. But I also will agree with Zavian, the fact that even though you may not be able to go to Whole Foods, and I mean, a lot of people can't afford that, especially in this day and age, but there are still other things that you can do. And everybody, you talk about chitlins. Look here, Mr. Chin, if you're listening, shame on you, because you don't need to be selling no chitlins. All right, so let's go there. Let me go
But that's a part of their culture.
It is, yeah, it is.
That's a part of their culture.
Before you do that, let me say this too, because and I'm not trying to debate. Let me get that. I'm just trying to give a different perspective because it is part of our culture. But does that mean that we can't strive for change? That we can't strive for something different? Because if across the board these things are hindering us, for Thanksgiving, I had no interest in any of the Thanksgiving food. It's so heavy. And we've had it for so long. And it used to be only on occasion. It used to be only for Thanksgiving, only for Christmas, only for big family gatherings. But now we're eating it almost every single day. And it has to be a decision to be made that, listen, we have to do better. You know, and then when you talk about, the skeletal system, a lot of our joint pain, a lot of our back pain, a lot of our, all of that is coming because our body is too large and our skeletal system, our skeleton cannot hold the weight. We can't hold the weight. And so we are really compressing our spine. So now we got, what is it called? Scoliosis.
Music to
Is that scoliosis?
yeah.
And we are compressing, and so our posture is bad because as women, we're top heavy, or even our stomach is pulling us forward, and now we're here when our normal posture is here. So it's just a lot of things that we have to decide as a people. And don't get me wrong, I love food. And you talk about ain't nobody making Mexican healthier. Yes, I am. Yes, I do. And I encourage my clients to, you can eat whatever you want. Make a healthier version. Instead of using Crisco, use olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of using thicker crust pizza, get a thin crust pizza. Just little changes like that. Instead of lettuce, get spinach. Instead of having them to drizzle everything on your salad, get it on the side so that you can control how much you put on there. Cook your own food so you can control the sodium. But we just have to make a decision, I think. Well,
Yeah.
I know, not that I think.
Yeah, that you are definitely correct. You do have to make a choice in what you want to eat, but I don't know nobody that eat that Thanksgiving food like every day.
Girl,
Like
yes, they do.
nobody's eating that.
They
Like
out here doing
who's
it.
eating that every day? Even when I was growing up, we didn't eat. My mama, my grandma, and them didn't cook like that all the time. It was like special occasion,
Hmm.
and like my mom say, if the preacher was coming over,
Hmm.
they either had a big
Right,
pot of
right, right,
soup
right,
on,
Yeah.
a
right.
big pot of beans, or something like that. But
Mhm.
no, I don't feel like nobody is eating food like that
As
all
a
the
as a
time.
server for
Now,
over a
maybe you know
decade,
some people who
as a
I
server for
don't.
over a decade. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Char has
Yeah.
it right now on their menu. Cornbread dressing. You can come
Yeah.
in there and get cornbread
Yeah.
dressing.
Yeah. They do.
Every Primos with fried chicken to order. Everything fried fish. It used to be on just the Wednesday, just the Friday. You get what I'm saying? Just the Sunday. But you can go into these places and get it. And I've served them every single day. I've managed in Primos and seen people on oxygen tanks walk in and get cornbread dressing, turkey, mac and cheese,
They,
sweet tea, and a roll.
and a roll.
You
Look
hear
here.
me?
This, look,
I go to Char
look,
faithfully and get
y'all go
cornbread.
through it. Look, we got that.
Okay, go
But I
ahead.
like
But I'm
no,
just,
no, yeah,
I know from
we'll bring you
experience.
back. We'll bring you back for another. Trust me,
Okay,
I'm
go
good for
ahead.
it. We will bring y'all back
Excuse me.
in January, February. But all right, let's go. Let me get caught. We got about 20 comments or questions somewhere. So let's see. All right, real quick, and then ladies, if you can, if y'all can do, we did this with our rapid fire since well. Okay, first of all, let's go and can we go until about 8:13, like 13 since we started later? Y'all both good with that?
No, I'm good. That's
All
Yeah,
right.
fine.
we're good. I'm good.
I want to get everybody's thing in. So I'm gonna read it, and then if y'all just give us a short answer, that way we're gonna knock them all out. Kalisha Patrice says, Chef, what oil do you use for steak?
Mhm.
What oil I use for steak?
Mm-hmm.
Butter. I use a good
Stay down.
Kerrygold butter. I'm
Butter.
gonna
That's
tell
it.
you the real. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be real with you.
Oh, hey, butter. I like butter on scramble
Yeah,
my eggs and butter.
nothing's wrong with that. Yeah.
But you can use avocado oil, olive oil. Like I said, it's your preference.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to use. But me
Yeah.
personally, that's what I use.
Yeah.
Ashley Ficklin, who is not AI. Z, what are the most effective exercises, nutrition, topical? Y'all can see the I put it, we highlighted it. Topicals for clients experiencing excess skin from massive weight loss before. Oh, so okay, you're saying what are the most effective exercises for if you have all that excess skin hanging? Yeah.
I would say I wish we would have had this conversation before extreme weight loss surgery, because it would have been a little bit easier. But reps, lifting heavier weight will help to replace and fill the body. We have, especially with women, we have this stigma that if we lift weights, we're gonna look like a man. But what weights does is fill your body and bring out the natural curves of your body. And so I would say weight training for sure. exercises, just some of the basic things: squats, lunges, push-ups, shoulder press, chest press, lat pull downs, things like that. The basics still work. You can get you 5 good exercises and put them into rotation, and they are very effective. But I would definitely say weight training, challenging yourself with weight training and repetition.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got one from Crystal Deshay. Uh, Chef Poe, have you ever meal prepped for someone with an autoimmune condition like
Mm.
Crohn's disease? Oh, great question.
I have not. Some of my clients mostly have low sodium or they're diabetic. No, they can have any sugars, a lot of starches.
Mhm.
But I'm curious to do it at some point.
Yeah,
I can go ahead, Doc.
what I was going to say, that's a very interesting question. Crohn's and ulcerative colitis are inflammatory bowel diseases. So those patients need specific. They follow up with GI specialists like GI
Mhm.
associate,
Yeah, something with this stuff.
and they're on certain types of medication like mesalamine or injectable drugs that help to calm their immune systems, because those patients, they have a lot of bloating, abdominal issues, a lot of issues with diarrhea, constipation, blood in the
Mhm.
stool. So those are kind of like their signs and symptoms. You were gonna say something, Zavian, then we'll
Yes, that's a very good question. I'm actually a Crohn's patient. I've had Crohn's
really.
since I was a little girl. Yes.
Wow.
That's not why I changed my diet. But I realized that after I changed my diet, I used to have these episodes, and what I call episodes is where I would have these inflammation episodes. Now that I know more about it, where my stomach would really, really hurt, it would literally send me into hot flashes. But my doctor recommended as a little girl that I stop eating so much dairy, that I not eat cheese, things like that. But I did not stop because I loved cheese as a little girl. But when I changed my diet, I went cold turkey on a lot of stuff, and I realized for a year straight I did not have an episode. So that's kind of why I'm like, if it's hurting you, don't eat it. So I eat cheese, but it's in very, very moderation. So no, more fruits and vegetables for sure. Watch your oil intake. Of course, watch your sodium, but also just pay attention to foods that make you feel uneasy. A lot of sauces have a lot of dairy in it, so watch it. I eat spices, but be careful how much you eat. Everybody's condition is different. I'm not a severe patient, thank God, and I think that has a lot to do with me changing my diet and having a lifestyle of health and fitness. I have not been hospitalized. I've had surgery when I was younger, all that stuff. So
Praise
I have
God.
not been hospitalized. When I hear about Crohn's patients now, they're hospitalized. They can barely move or even fend for themselves. And I'm grateful every day that I changed my diet. So those are some of the things that I do.
Excellent, excellent. My mom says I am open to the plan for change because I can hardly believe that it is hard for me to do some things that I used to do so
Mhm.
easily.
Mhm.
But there is hope because we have these two young ladies here who are going to help you. They're going to help you with your flexibility, your mobility, your stretching, your range of motion, and then on the other side with your eating, Chef Poe is not going to give you chitlins, but she's going to
Of
get.
course not.
Look, don't get. Look, Xavier, Chef is going to say, "Hey, there's a cult. She gonna get me after the show." But yeah, we're gonna deal with that. You're gonna get better. So we have not given up. You don't give up either, and whoever else is listening,
Yeah,
do not give up.
Mhm.
Okay,
yeah.
there's help is on the way.
It's on the
All right,
way.
we can choose the. Okay, wow, these are a bunch of Thank you all so much for the comments too. I'm just trying to make sure we get to the. Ty Patterson, movement helps with digestion and possibly better sleep, which may affect eating patterns and cravings. Walking outside, getting that fresh air helps our respiratory system. Look, I'm sorry I'm pausing because it's like, y'all ever heard the same thing that y'all tell your clients and everything that we tell our patients, and sometimes they're so stubborn, I'm talking about somebody, but this is the same. You know what I'm saying? But you know how our parents, they don't listen unless somebody else, you know, so. Ty Patterson, you're on it. So all right, let me finish. I'm gonna start over. Movement helps with digestion and
Mhm.
possibly better sleep, which may affect eating patterns and cravings. Walking outside, getting that fresh air, helps
Mhm.
the respiratory system. And some smaller stores, she's saying some smaller stores sell fruit. Thank you for that comment. I hope
Mhm.
Lily James was listening. Okay. Alternative for salt is lemon or lime juice, onions, and garlic.
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
We're both all right. We're all in agreement. And then she gonna throw caramel. Oh, that's Ashley caramel cake. Very, oh Lord. To clarify, I am an AI artist. Okay, Ashley. Well, thank you for that. I knew it. It had to be something there.
Yes, she is, and she does really good on creation.
Okay, well, check that out.
Yeah.
Sharon Moncure, weights before plates.
That's my mama. I've been saying that for years.
That's your mom?
That's my mama. Hey, mom.
Yeah.
Before every holiday, I do weights before plates, where I encourage people to hit the weights before we pick up the plate. Go get a good workout in. I have certain steps for them, so that's where it comes from.
Awesome. Okay, well, I guess we got everything there because it was mainly a lot of comments. So we are caught up. So we said we'll go about 10, 12 more minutes. And I had some questions, man. This has been so interesting. I done lost my place on that. So we just gonna go with it. So we were talking about how do you guys, how do you all, okay, how do you all motivate your clients and everything in order to, because for example, I guess I'll address this to you first, Zavian. I remember when I was working out about 2.5 years ago when I had a trainer, and it was a 6 o'clock a.m. Start time, and I was never on time. But but I kept going because it's like, well, I'm paying her this much per session. And even though sometimes I only got 30 minutes instead of the full hour, sometimes even 20 minutes, but still it was like I did something. So how do you motivate your clients to keep going? And then same for you, Chef, too, when you're doing meal preps for your clients, like just to motivate them to not don't backslide, and just motivate them to keep on going and just stay with it. How do y'all both deal with it? Zavian, you first.
Okay. Back in the day, I used to be like, "Come on, y'all, come on, work out," and sometimes I still am. But now I'm like, you know what? You want it or you don't. It's a decision. What I tend to tackle now more with my clients is the mindset, strictly the mindset. Especially with my women, I start from even the outer end. When you look good, you feel good. Come to your session
Like
cute.
Coach Prime.
Yes, come to your session fly, because when we start working out, you ain't gonna look so fly. But when you put on your outer appearance, sometimes it can trick the mind. So I really tackle the mind. I dig into what do you want, longevity, things like that. And I challenge my clients to get real. Sometimes it's not all about high blood pressure. Sometimes it's not all about um, a chronic disease. Sometimes it's really because I want to look good. I want to be better with my partner, or I need to compete in the workforce. I need a promotion, and I know that I don't look the part, Zavian. I need, or they, it's little things like that. So it's not all about health all the time. Some people just want to look good and look at themselves in the mirror and be satisfied with what they see. So I definitely challenge them to get real, and let's get down to the nitty gritty of why are we doing this. And it's okay if you want to look good in your skin. Let's do it.
Okay. Chef.
Piggyback on you, they have to know what's their why.
Mhm.
I have had clients beginning of the year like, Chef, I want a meal prep. I want a meal prep. They order, and then I never see them again. Then
Mm,
I have some clients that's been meal prepping with me for the last 5 or 6 years
Mhm.
because they had a why. They had a why they're doing it. So I just let them know they can make small changes, and
Mhm.
then we can get to the big stuff. And also, my meal prep menu is it got so much different stuff on it, so you won't get bored. eating chicken and broccoli every day because I got vegan food, I
Okay.
got low carbs, I got
Yeah.
salmon, shrimp, fish. So I got all different types of things that you can choose from
Hmm.
instead of just eating one thing. Because most of the time people get bored with eating the
Yeah.
same thing and they be like, well, I don't
Yeah.
want to eat healthy no more because I'm tired of eating a salad. Or I'm
Hmm.
tired of eating chicken and broccoli. But my menu has so much different stuff on it. And it's stuff they're familiar with, but it's a healthier option.
Yeah.
So they don't get bored with eating the same thing. So most of them that's really serious, they stick with it and they've been prepping with me for years. And they come and tell me was like, Chef, I see the results for me changing my way I eat and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Sister Clayton is on here from my home church, Mount Sinai SDA Church in Orlando, Florida. I want to, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Sister Clayton. Sister Clayton is in the building. Uh, so good to see you. I don't know how many years young you are, but I imagine you probably, similar to my mom. So just to see these two ladies on following us and on this live tonight is just
Mhm,
a blessing, And
mhm,
by the way, big shout out to the Armstrong family. We lost Mr. Larry Armstrong. Man, he was 53 years old, and we lost him. He was a great person. They actually had his services while we were doing our event, but of course, I couldn't cancel it, so I hated that I
Mhm.
missed it. But Larry Armstrong, he's also an alpha man, so my fraternity brother and just a great all around person, and also Aunt Lois with Lois Hamilton, Sister Clayton knows, very close,
mhm,
my mother's best friend, and so I just want to say, we got a couple other questions before this, but I wanted to take a moment to just say, to anyone who's lost anyone especially the holiday season, man. It's a lot of people that
mhm.
this might be
I
their
agree
first
with that.
holiday, yeah, without somebody. So big, just we're gonna keep all y'all in prayers and families, and so hopefully you'll be able to, on a brighter note, be able to go and visit these ladies so that you'll stay out of the hospital, and so that you
Mhm.
won't have your blood sugar, your blood pressure rising. So that means you got to stay on this meal prep. You got to go to these. Um, you got to make sure that you're still working out and following the advice. And then
Mhm.
when you need your medication refill, we're gonna get you off, okay, of this medicine. But when you do need your medication refills, you can come see us at Good Faith Wellness. I'm just saying we're gonna put that in there, okay? Uh, condolences. So if anybody else has a question, comment before we wrap up shortly, please let us know. The other thing that I wanted to know. Chef, let's talk about you being an instructor. How long have you been doing that at Heinz, and how has that been going? Like, how is it to work with these young students? Do you find yourself getting frustrated? Like, man, this guy don't even know how to pan see or something. Like, how's that?
Well, I'm having fun. I love what I do, so I'm having fun. I taught high school culinary at the Mississippi School for the Blind and Deaf last year. So this was my first semester transitioning to higher ed. It was a challenge, but we had some fun. So y'all go on TikTok and look at my behind the scenes videos I recorded with my meta glasses. Y'all gonna be right there in the classroom with us.
Oh
But I
man.
taught them so much this one semester. We taught so much. It was just a lot going on, but it was so fun. I enjoyed with the young people because I had my oldest student was 36, my youngest student was 18.
Wow,
So there
see.
was a big age gap, and sometimes it was a challenge with them working with each other, but we got through it. We made it through it, and I really enjoyed it. So Hines and Utica, you want to take culinary? Come see Chef Poe and Hines and Utica.
So now, when they finish the course, are they eligible to work in restaurants and stuff like that? They can do that.
Yeah, they'll have their 2-year associate degree in culinary arts.
Okay, okay, okay. Man, that is awesome. I wish I could take the class, but I don't think I'm gonna be going. I ain't going to
Me
use it.
too.
I ain't going to use it.
You
She
can
did it.
sign up
She
because
did it
I'm
with
also
ease.
teaching Tuesday night classes this upcoming spring semester. I'll be doing intro to culinary arts and nutrition. I'll be teaching nutrition.
You ain't gonna be cooking up. Never mind. Let me just stop.
See, now you're trying to be messy.
Chef, do you offer anything online?
Well, far as what classes?
Hmm.
Well, I haven't did anything virtually yet, but it is in the works.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good question. Yeah, that would be awesome, and then people could subscribe and whatnot.
Hmm.
Um, and then my question for you, Zavian. So I know you and I had talked about it. You do some things online. So with the seniors and maybe people that he can't even get to you physically in
Mhm.
person, so they can. Would it be one-on-one training online, or would it be like with a group and they're kind of like in a Zoom with other people, or do you do one-on-one as well?
I used to do both. I haven't done any virtual classes since the summer of this year. However, I am looking to start those back in the new year, and so I do either or. I've had people do it on virtually as well as groups. So they can tune in virtually, or they can, one on one if they want to sign up, or we can get a group started and then we do it that way. But I haven't done it since the summer, but that's normally how it will go if it's online. And that way they can do it from the comfort of their home or even just after work or wherever their space is.
Awesome, awesome. Let's see. Ty Patterson, I look at the three of you together and just get fierce. Miss Z. Oh, you saying you got, oh, okay, you're getting fierce from Miss Z, diverse from Chef Poe, and results, Dr. Mike. Great conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, thank
Hmm.
you. Thank you, Ty Patterson. And look, if you believe in it, then help us to share this. I say that
Yeah.
always in my closing. Don't keep this thing to yourself. Help us to share it, because these ladies are taking time out of their, Chef just got out of church. She was huffing and puffing, trying to get. She was just coming out of the church service. I know that my good friend here, Zavian, is always busy. And speaking of church, Zavian has a talent, but she might not tell y'all what it is. Okay, I won't go. I won't
We're
say
gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it on the low.
we won't say. But maybe next episode, Zavian
Maybe next episode we
she
can
will let
talk
you.
about it, but no demonstration.
All right, she'll let y'all know what the
I'm
world
I'm
doesn't know about
sensitive about my
her.
craft.
So, yeah. What'd you say? What'd you say?
I'm sensitive about my craft.
Oh, right, right. Okay, we got you, Erica Badu.
Look, I say Erica, but
Yeah, right, right. So yeah, help us to share that, Ty, and thank you so much for coming
yeah.
on, and all of you that have shared in this program. And man, this has been amazing audience participation, and we would love to see y'all, all of you, each and one of your smiling. I would say smiling faces, but smiling keyboards, I guess, since we can't see you. But we'd love to see you come back next week, because we're going to close out the year. I'm going to have my good friend back on. Hey, matter of fact, I'm not going to say it because you got to subscribe and check it out. But we're going to have a pastor, dynamic pastor, on there for our Christmas and New Year's events here, just like we did last year. So we just hit our 1 year anniversary a few episodes ago. So, all right, I'm going to close. Let's let you all close it out. Let's start with Chef Poe. I would love for you to tell us, both of y'all, just to reiterate for the audience, how they can find you, what services you're offering, how they can subscribe, if you're taking on new clients. Just y'all take it away, please.
Chef Poe, you can Chef Poe Urban Kitchen on IG, Facebook, Chef Poe on TikTok. Chef Poe Urban Kitchen.com is my website. It has my meal prep menu on there, price and everything you need to know is on my website. Well, actually, Chef Poe is actually shut down for the remainder of the year. So I'll see y'all in 2026.
I heard that.
Is it too late? Right. Somebody had asked, I don't know if I read this comment or this question. Are you still, the question was, are you still taking orders for the holidays?
No, we shut down for the remainder of the
Yeah, remainder of the year.
year.
There you go.
That's how you do it. Zavian Burns from Florida, Mississippi, graduate of Mississippi State University again. You can find me on pretty much every platform: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at ZFit Fitness. as my business page, and Z Burns Fat as my personal handle. My books are now open for accepting new clients. And my website is www.zfit.life because it is a lifestyle.
That's awesome. And Chef Poe, I think you have because I looked at what is it, chefpoeurbankitchen.com?
Yes.
Right. So y'all make sure to go there and visit and subscribe, and let's support each other, man. Let's continue supporting each other in this community. If y'all will stay on with me just a couple, I'm gonna read my usual outro, and if y'all will just hang on, I just want to wrap with y'all as we do every week. If y'all hang on for a minute. All right. So thank y'all so much. Look, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up. Let's give it up for both Zavian. So again, that's right. As we say the next week, we're going to continue going higher and higher. Make sure to bring a friend, like we said before. Don't keep this to yourself. The ladies have volunteered as every guest. Honestly, full transparency. Nobody is getting paid to do this. They are doing it because they love you guys, and we want to make sure that everyone is doing better, feeling better, looking better, and doing better from the inside. And so everybody's donating their time from their busy schedule. So make sure to bring a friend with you. Make sure to please share, tag, like, subscribe. Dr. B TV, DOCTOR, the letter B TV on YouTube. If you have a story, testimony, a situation that you want to discuss, let us know. If you want to be a guest, we'd love to have you. So God willing, we'll see you always on a Tuesday. This is a place where we treat and discuss mind, body, and soul. And always remember that true wealth begins with good health. See you Tuesday. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances, and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today, and remember, true wealth begins with good health.